So welcome to Digital Learning Walks. So there's so much happening in our school, in our virtual world, and we don't really know anything outside of our teams. It's hard to have conversations when we're not seeing each other over the coffee pot or the water cooler. So these digital learning walks are a way of us sort of to be able to grow our shared understanding about what's happening with learning from a distance. So each week we're going to take about two or three teachers, or two or three things that are happening in the school and that have been working well for those particular teachers. And we're just going to have a little look at that. In this episode, we're going to look at grade 2 with Chris, we're going to look at grade 3 with Leela, and grade 4 with Eduardo. Okay. So first, we're going to take a look with Eduardo, and he's going to talk us through something that he found really worked in terms of the way he structured his morning meetings.
And I was just trying to figure out how could I get them into the routine of reading the whole plan every day. And I just came up with this idea of having a secret word hidden somewhere in the plan. So the first day I put it in our calendar. The second day I put it where I have the activities that they have to do for the week. Another day I put it in our morning message. So I've been switching it around. And they just been having fun, like trying to find the word. The cool thing is that during our morning meeting, we always do something with that word. We might include it in our challenge, so they might have to write it in a piece of paper and show it to the screen, or they would have to put a picture in our Padlet, a picture that represents that word, or sharing that word in one of our seesaw posts. So it has been really fun. They've been enjoying that.
The secret word's always hard to find, so it tests your capability of eyesight and finding things. Sometimes I even think there is no secret word. I like it because it's fun and it actually proves that we're reading.
So I think this adding this little challenge has been really, really fun and effective for them. I can see them in the morning, just in the chat, like, hey, I found the secret word. Or some of them might say, I don't know what the secret word is. I'm gonna go back to the plan and read it. And they're like, oh, you need to read it. Like, you need to read every slide. So I don't know. I think it's something really small, like something that does not take a lot of effort from my part, but it really keeps them engaged and learning. So check it out, try it. Let me know if it works for you.
Okay, so thank you, Eduardo. Great start. And really, it's important about backing this up with a bit of evidence. And so, brain science is all about sort of why learning works better than dull learning. And this is an example of engaging students so that the learning is going to stick. And here, just something to highlight is, if I can get my hair to black, that fun has a positive effect on motivation levels, determining what we learn and how much we retain. Some things to think about and food for thought over the next couple of weeks of engaging students through fun. Okay, next up we have Leela. Leela's going to talk us through a grade 3 project that she and her team created in math. Okay, so over to you now, Leela.
One thing I wanted to say before we share the project is that we left to online learning right before launching a new math unit that was going to teach quadrilaterals, area, and perimeter. And like many of you know, as teachers, we faced the challenge of how do we teach the skills and knowledge of this unit through online lessons. And we also had the challenge that we didn't have the manipulatives that we have in the classroom to teach area and perimeter. So what we did for the first few weeks was give them the skills and the knowledge that they would need related to quadrilaterals, area, and perimeter. But then once they had a toolkit filled with skills and knowledge that they had newly acquired, we knew that our students were ready to apply them and put them into practice. So our question was, what project can we offer students that will give them an authentic, real-life type of experience to put into practice these newly acquired skills? I have to say that the idea of this project is a product of collaboration. Lisa and Jeannie threw in the idea of having the students design a room in the house or even a playground. And then Ben, who's always introducing everybody, I think, to new technological tools, he told me, check out Jamboard, which is one of the you go to the 9 dots in Google, it's part of Google Suite. After playing with Jamboard for some time, I discovered that it was going to be like the perfect house for the project. So it was very interesting for us to take a look at what they could do with the skills that they just had learned.
Okay, thanks to Leela and the Grade 3 team to walking us through that authentic learning opportunity that the students got to use Jamboard to design their own bedroom. So real life learning. And then this article there from The Power of Authentic Learning from ASCD. And they talk really about sort of the power in this authentic learning. And, if we think about why we're trying to encourage authentic learning, we're encouraging it because through authentic learning tasks, students of all ages have become critical and creative thinkers, risk takers, and problem finders. And these are the sort of skills which we want to embed in the learning opportunities that we're asking our students to do. So thank you, Grade 3 team, and thank you, Leela, for sharing that insight into what that looked like. Okay, lastly, today we're going to be looking with Grade 2. Chris is going to talk us through a little bit about how they launched a new unit and how they use technology to create a shared understanding among their students.
Before we even taught any of the students anything about needs and wants and economics, we posed this question of what are needs in your life? And so we sent this Padlet, and they're able to type in, search for pictures, add what they think they need in their life. So we instructed them to make sure they write their name somewhere because they will come as anonymous unless they do it. So what they're doing, they're just adding things that they need. Up here, there was, this is a connector Padlet, so you can actually connect things that have stuff in common. So water and all the people that believe water is a need, and you can even change the colors. So originally I put water, and Luciana included water. Originally her color was black, but she's able to hit blue, which shows, it makes it even clearer that it's connected. You can scroll even further, water, water, water. Some other needs, need food, need shelter. The colors and also the connectors are great. So need educational by itself, you can grab, you can click, you can move them around. The students are also able to like or dislike if you want that as an option. They can click the little chat, click it, and you can respond to each other's learning. Pretty easy. It's almost like little sticky notes, and it allows the students to post their thinking and for the other students to comment and see it. So it's a way to share, and that's pretty much a Padlet connector.
Okay, so thank you, Chris. Walking us through how to use a Padlet maybe to get students to learn from each other as a way at the beginning of a unit, but this could be used during or throughout the unit as a way of creating the shared understanding that we want our students to be using even in an online environment, so they're not learning in isolation. Linking and thinking about this, there's this article it's called Tofu is Not Cheese from Zhao Learning, which is a great read. And he's produced a number of articles that I've loved over the past few weeks about this opportunity in schools. And I'm just going to sort of leave it with this. This is a great opportunity to help children to enter the virtual world with competence and wisdom. we are really at the moment in that ability to be able to think about how we can support students in learning some skills of how to use technology for the benefit. And Padlet, I think, is a tool that can certainly do that for our students during online learning. So hopefully you can use it with your students and get students to learn from each other, because that's what it's all about. Okay, that's the end of this week's distance learning walk. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something from it. And we'll do another one next week. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.